But Honkai Star Rail has a big balance problem that 2.0 needs to fix. Story by Josh Broadwell. Now, if you guys have been in here previously, then you guys know we have read through some of these stories and they've been pretty solid, but we've read through some of these stories and they seem as if the person writing them has never ever played the game before. So I, as somebody who plays the game every day, sits here with you guys play and consume, watch people play the game all the time, right? I'd say that we're pretty knowledgeable on what's going on, and I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would be a big balance problem that 2.0 needs to fix. So I'm very curious as to what they have to say. I've not read this ahead of time, so we're going to be checking it out right now. Honkai Star Rail's Pure Fiction is here, and with it comes a glaring reminder that Star Rail's balance is totally off kilter. Without a handful of characters, some of whom only function well in specific circumstances, with the best set of relics. This is kind of what we were talking about not that long ago, except we might have different perspectives. There's just not much of a chance of clearing every challenge in the allotted time. It's a far cry from Genshin Impact Spiral Abyss, a set of endgame battles that, despite having central theme that usually ties in with the latest characters, gives you a strong chance of winning with creative party combinations. How ironic we were just talking about this kind of stuff. Yo, what up, Faiska? All right, the difference comes in part from time, namely 3 years of polishing and improving Genshin Impact compared to Star Rail's 8 months. Okay, so already they're claiming that this is an issue because HSR has not been out long enough. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't read enough of this, so I don't know that I can jump to too much conclusions. But again, as people that have played this a lot, I would say that HSR is pretty polished, and I'd say that probably has largely to do with the fact that they are following up Honkai Impact 3rd and Genshin Impact and work under the same roof so they don't have to make the same mistakes over and over again. However, Star Rail also has some general structural issues that Genshin Impact never did. Now, I'm going to say this now as I continue to read through this. I don't like the fact that they are tearing down Star Rail while complimenting Genshin. I think everything, could be looked at as a singular instance, its own entity, unless, we're saying, hey, this is like a common theme that we see amongst them, just using it as like, hey, same parent company, we can expect X, Y, and Z, whereas this is like, Genshin's awesome, HSR sucks. But let's continue. Maybe I'm jumping to a bad conclusion. Hoyoverse didn't do a stellar job distributing paths and elements in Honkai Star Rail first year. We've got 8 allies on the path of destruction, but only 3 are 4-star. 2 of those launched in Star Rail 1.0, and it shows in their lackluster kits. Seems like it's written from a very negative perspective. Attacking multiple foes at once quickly became part of a key in any strategy in the Hall of Memories. But erudition characters are few. Only 4 preservation characters, Star Rail shielders, exist, and while we have plenty of options for healers, they're pretty uneven. Hoyoverse decided near the end of 2023 that debuffs would suddenly become a key part of most battles. Only 3 healers can cleanse debuffs, however, and one of them can't do it until her ultimate charges. So, talking about Bailu has no cleanse, and Lynx cleanses with ultimate. I get it. Star Rail exists to make money. If you want these new characters with cutting-edge abilities to handle the latest challenges, then you need to cough up. Considering Star Rail made $659 million! Damn, that's a lot. Almost 50% less than Genshin in the same year. Hoyoverse probably wants to squeeze every drop of profit that it can from turn-based games. Okay, I will interject one more time here. I've played this game from day one, completely free to play, and I have been able to full clear Swarm difficulty, MOC, Pure Fiction, and Golden Gears. I haven't tried Conundrum yet, but as far as the difficulty level goes, I've cleared all of that, and they've squeezed $0 out of me. Just tossing that in. That's not a problem. Well, it is a problem, but one that plenty of free-to-play games share, and a topic for another time. The issue in this case is that you could have every limited 5-star character in Star Rail and still have some pretty big gaps in your teams. Hard disagree. Say you face 2 enemy groups in the Memory of Chaos trials with ice weakness. Only the team with Jing Liu will have the kind of advantage you need to land the highest score by completing the trial quickly. Yanqing is too focused on single targets, and Pela's not sending anyone to the scrap heap. Well, Chad, their biggest issue here is that they didn't even mention Herta. So can I get a couple kudos in the chat? Big shout out from my girl Herta. Honkai Star Rail's combat and character interplay are more complex than Genshin Impact, with more stats, combos, and strategies that rely on chains of actions and turn orders. Accurate. And no elemental reactions to help move things along. The limited number of characters in Hoyoverse's vision for the battle system is only just coming into focus, means you don't really have the tools to take full advantage of its most exciting and enjoyable parts. I think Hoyoverse realizes this as well, to an extent anyway. Okay. 1.6 added a new feature that lets you claim full rewards for previous challenges in the Forgotten Hall if you beat any subsequent challenge with full marks, so you're not penalized anymore for not having the right character combinations. I'm going to be honest, like, the early levels of Memory of Chaos are not the ones that are punishing you. Like, you can only clear it up to 7, and then you still got to do 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So, if you're having trouble with anything 7 and below, like 8 through 12, that's not even an issue. Anyway, having a set of challenges you can't compete without a specific combination of characters is questionable design choice. Anyway, in Hoyoverse's practice, introducing just one new 4-star character every 6 weeks isn't helping. Fewer than half of the currently available Star Rail characters are 4-star characters, and half of those suffer from first try syndrome. I don't know what that means. March 7th makes perfect sense for Arlen and almost no one else. Wrong. So, just to toss it out there, March works really good with Clara. March works really good with herself. March works really good with Topaz now. Remember, this article was written 7 hours ago. So, Hook takes too long to set up, even in story battles, and Yukong's unique skills won't get a chance to shine until turn order manipulation becomes more of a thing. I'm surprised this situation even exists. Some of the best Genshin Impact characters are 4-star characters. That's big fact. Shout out my dog Bennett. Shout out Xing Cho. Shout out Zhang Ling. Shout out Sucrose. Fighters and who expand on how to build your parties and approach situations. Oh wait, including Zhang Ling, Xing Cho, Kuki, and even Kale. Chevru single-handedly fixes one of Genshin Impact's oldest problem, and with Navia on the scene, it's worth bringing Wong back out. Star Rail just locks you in a set party combinations most of the time and slowly discards older characters. The most recent 4-star edition in Star Rail encourages experimentation and special playstyles, though take Hanya for example, she manipulates speed, buffs attack, and debuffs a single target, and even helps regenerate skill points. It's the first time since version 1.0 that you'd want a Harmony character who isn't Bronya or Tingyun. I mean, Asta exists, so Hoyoverse has a chance to adjust the balance in Star Rail 2.0, and looks like the first round of characters might be heading in that direction. Black Swan and Sparkle might get the most of the attention, and rightly so with how many new party combinations they'll allow for. How does Blood know this? How does Blood know this? Are you looking at leaks? Are you looking at leaks, but you are still this uninformed about everything that is actually in the game that you can test for yourself? That's actually wild. However, I'm more interested in Misha, the 4-star Ice Destruction character whose skills power up when a party member uses skill points. How does Blood know this? Blood is actually leaking in a Bing article! It's another step forward along the same path that Hanya blazed, one that rewards creative thinking and even shakes up the usual path combinations. Now, chat, I think already this is a very... this is an argument that is collapsing among itself, or upon itself, because it's talking about you need these characters that allow you these creative team compositions, but it sounds like whoever's writing this has not even attempted to be creative on their own. Again, completely free to play. I am constantly working on creative team comps to clear all the content in the game, which I've been able to do, and it has nothing to do with 4 stars, 5 stars. Like, it's just a matter of understanding the mechanics. It'll probably be a long while before Star Rail has enough characters and enough confidence in its own battle system. This is making a lot of assumptions here. This is a lot of assumptions. For the kind of flexibility we see in Genshin Impact, with the number of sweeping design changes Hoyoverse has made to the RPG since launch though, maybe they've got a few surprises up their sleeve that'll prove me wrong. Now, closing thoughts on this, I don't think there's anything innately wrong with hoping for improvements on a game. I don't think that there's anything innately wrong with hoping that we get more 4-star free-to-play options. However, to sit here in this article and just completely dump on this game calling it like poorly optimized when I think it's optimized great, saying that there's no balance within the 4 stars when I can speak personally, not to mention what maybe you guys have been saying about the great 4-star options that we've had, to claim, where was it, that like only Hanya and Ting Yun are like the only good Harmony characters when Asta is an incredible unit. Again, we read these articles and it really feels like by the end of it that the person writing the article actually does not play the game. And if they do, I would encourage them to try to understand the game a little bit better before jumping to crazy conclusions. I also don't like the fact that this really felt like a hit piece on HSR to try to boost up how good Genshin has been. And I play Genshin too. I enjoy Genshin. I think it's a good game. I got as many stars as I could in the Spiral Abyss last night, and I'm looking forward to the next rotation of Spiral Abyss. But to say that Genshin is this extremely polished, perfect game, and HSR is just this redhead stepchild kicked to the side by Hoyoverse, I just don't know that I can agree with that. Yeah, not to mention, how do you know that Sparkle and Black Swan are going to fix the game? And how do you know about Misha? Honestly, wild take in this article. But chat, say hi to YouTube. I think this would be worth posting. I'd be curious to see what a YouTube audience has to say about this. Maybe you guys can comment on it as well. And yeah, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, let me know. Are you a Genshin player? Are you an HSR player? What do you guys think about each of these games? Which one do you prefer? And yeah, I'll chit chat with you guys in the comments. Thank you guys for watching.